It's an exciting day in the world of Magic the Gathering. We have just got a leak from the upcoming Phyrexia All Will Be One set. On top of that, Magic has introduced a waifu tax. We also have some issues with Jumpstart to talk about, but to end it all off, we have a glorious magical rarity that has surfaced from the ancient past.
Magic.
History. I'm an old wizard.
The Magic Historian.
My bones hurt. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for a glorious installment of Mega Magic News. And this one is pretty much all good times. There is a little bit of bad times, but for the most part, it's let's ride the train of happiness. So, all aboard starting in Leak Town. Wizards of the Coast has messed up yet again, allowing a card to sneak its way into Jumpstart 2022. So, over at a local game store, they happen to be cracking some booster packs, and what should appear? This. You can see a Phyrexian Mite. This is a very strange little token for a couple of different reasons. It seems like they're departing from the germ concept they used before. So in the older days, they had the Living Weapon 0/1 germ tokens, and now it looks like they're stepping it up with Phyrexian Mites. Now the crazy thing to me about this is a 1/1, right? It's a artifact creature Phyrexian Mite, but humans are 1/1 a lot of the time. Soldier tokens are 1/1. This little Phyrexian Mite, I say little, I wonder what the actual size and scale of it will be, is pretty crazy. You take a look at the artwork, it's got all these insane skittering legs, and is it just super tiny and it'll just climb up inside your head and infect you with the Phyrexian oil? Because look at its ability. Like Britney Spears, it's toxic. It has Toxic 1. Players dealt combat damage by this creature get a poison counter as well. Now this is an interesting departure from the previous ability, Infect, which admittedly was too strong. Infect basically went, yo, I do damage in the form of poison counters, and I do -1/-1 counters to creatures. So that ended up being too powerful because you could take a little 1/1 with Infect, boost its power to insane degrees, and end your opponent in one big swing. Because poison counters, you only have to get 10 of those on your opponent to win the game, right? So if you can boost up a 1/1 and go bam, I hit you for 10 poison counters, you just lose. That's a valid strategy. So Wizards realized that Infect is indeed too strong. They've dialed it back by creating Toxic. So if you swing with this Mite and boost up its power, it doesn't matter. Its ability to deliver the actual poison remains the same, set at 1. So you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can have creatures where you have like a 1/1 and it gives 1 poison, or you could do some crazy little creature that's a 1/1 that gives 5 poison, that kind of setup. Like you can scale it any way you want, which allows for some fun flavor combinations, and it's a great way to bring poison back while scaling it down a level, because poison is an interesting threat in that it's always 10 poison counters that make you lose the game. Unlike life gain, where you can just go, I'm going to gain 50, 60 extra life, and then your opponent has a huge mountain to climb, 10 poison counters destroys everybody across the board. Regular game of Magic, Commander game of Magic, so it's an ability that has to be balanced out more. And it's also curious to note that this is actually just a reskinned ability. Some of you may be looking at this and going, wait, this is poisonous. And you're correct. This is poisonous. It's the exact same ability. They've just reskinned it to Toxic. And I'm fine with that. I have no problem with it. It's shorter, it's easier to work with, and it makes no functional difference, and it feels more visceral and gross when dealing with the Phyrexians, right? When you say poisonous, you're like, okay. When you say toxic, you think like nuclear waste sludge level, and that's what you're dealing with here. Now you'll notice that this Mite has like a little mark on it, some damage or something like that. How did we end up getting to see this? Well, it's entirely possible that this was meant to be part of a batch that was discarded. The places that they produce these cards in are these massive, massive factories, right? And they have all these hoppers and crazy sorting things and QA, all this stuff. So it's really easy in this day and age for some cards to slide on through and make them into packages that they shouldn't. So we might be seeing some more of this in the next day or two, but the spoiler season actually starts in a couple days, so we're going to be seeing the regular cards. This is a double-sided token. On the other side, you do get the old school new Phyrexia version poison counter card. I've always found this to be very evocative. The Phyrexian symbol looks great on this. So, in terms of Jumpstart 2022, you see the Phyrexian might has some damage, but there's also an issue with Jumpstart 2022 having the Jumpstart misprint calamity yet again. The previous Jumpstart had this issue where actually, you know what, I was sent a picture. This is actually in one of my Discords, and this is somebody who was in my stream last night is saying, hey man, I just got this Jumpstart pack and everything's double printed. So you can see on the screen, take a look at the card, right? It's wild. It's absolutely crazy like this. So Jumpstart has this ongoing issue where they seem to be double printing it. We've only seen it with, I think, like one commander deck in the past overall, but Jumpstart, and I don't really get why it's specifically happening with Jumpstart. Jumpstart are 20 card packs, so I don't get where correlation between like 15 card packs and 20 card packs becomes a nightmare. They already know how to do 15 card packs with double rares and double foils. So why are we ending up with the sheets being fed through multiple times? Because that's what it takes for errors like this to occur. You literally have to take a sheet of cards that was already printed and feed them through a second time. So I don't know if the printers are overworked or if it's just a lower quality print house they're using, whatever's going on. It's a noticeable effect to the point where normally I'll only see these misprints showing up in the misprint groups that I follow on Facebook and places like that. But it gets really bad when you just have random people showing up everywhere, not just in the misprint group, not just on Reddit, but straight up in my own live streams. My live streams are not big affairs, right? So you don't have a ton of people coming by through them, which shows that the incidence level of this is very high. So be aware that Jumpstart 2022 does have this double printed problem. I guess on the upside, for those of you who do get hit with the problem, if you don't want to contact Wizards of the Coast, these are things that are genuinely desirable in the misprint group. It doesn't seem like there is an appetite that gets sated for these. And I mean, like, if you get them, people aren't going to go, I've already got that one. They seem to always sell. Now, that is not to say that what's going on is okay. That is just a silver lining for anybody who might get stuck with these packs and doesn't want to bother dealing with Wizards customer service because it can take months to get replacements, or they can just straight out go, hey, those cards are to standard. Although that's not going to happen with these double printed. Even Wizards of the Coast wouldn't go, yeah, you know, that's how we intended them to be. All right, so a lot of the news we're talking about today surrounds Jumpstart. The next thing we're going to talk about is the waifu tax, which involves Jumpstart 2022. So you may already know they brought in an anime theme for Jumpstart 2022. And we're going to take a look at a card specifically that is at the center of this hurricane. This is Balan Wandering Knight. 2 white and 2. This thing is 3/3. It's a legendary cat knight with first strike, and basically it has double strike as long as you have multiple pieces of equipment on it. So 2 more pieces of equipment, this thing has double strike. And for 1 white and 1, you can equip all your equipment to it, which feels awesome as an ability, does it not? Because you can do that at instant speed whenever you like. New equipment hits the board, boom, slap it on. All equip costs are ignored. And anytime you can do something like that, it feels fantastic. You want to play with some silly nonsense like Colossus hammers and all that, slap them on for free. You want to circumvent any crazy side extra costs? Go ahead. So it turns it into a double striker as well. And then you have the awesome flavor of the card too, where this cat knight has 4 different swords, 2 strapped to the back, 2 out ready to go. The flavor text is talking about how I will let you choose the blade that I'm going to use to end you. That is a lot of fun. And then you have the artwork, which is colorful and bold. Now I know this is going to split people, right? Because this is anime style stuff. So if you're into anime, you're going to be like, yes, I'm here for this. This is great. And if you're not, you might be like, hey man, I don't like anime. I'm not into cartoons. That stuff's for kids. And if nobody's ever told you, just so you know, there's a lot of incredible anime out there that is 100% not for kids and has genuine emotional depth that will astound you. Inuyashiki is one of the most incredible pieces of media that I've seen. And if you refuse to check out anime, you deprive yourself of incredible moments like that show. That show is absolutely amazing. But regardless, I don't want to diverge too much aside from the main point. There are fans of anime and there are not. But there are multiples of this. And this is where we enter into waifu tax territory. So if you want to get yourself a copy of Balan Wandering Knight, because this is a reprint, if you want the original, it's going to cost you like $2.50, right? Roughly. Last time I checked, like $2.50. If you want this version, it's going to cost you like $40, bro. There is a like 15 times multiplier on this straight up. And the only reason for that is because it has this anime cat lady. It is what is known as the waifu tax. And this is something that affects other card games. I had absolutely no idea, but apparently this is a thing in other games where people see a card they want and go, oh no, they put good looking cat ladies on these cards. It's going to be so hard to get them. The price is going to go through the roof. It's amazing that that is a market factor. But this is the first time we're seeing it in Magic the Gathering's history. And make no mistake, Wizards of the Coast is looking for every opportunity to monetize Magic. And they're only acting the way they do towards women right now because of how the political climates are, right? Look at how they'll portray dudes. They have no problem showing Oko with his pants, like, you almost see his junk, bro. They have no problem with that because they think they can sell it. So once they clue into the fact that they can start, wait a minute, we can sell waifus to people and like 10x the value of our singles on the secondary market just by going waifu style. And wait, secret layers are direct to people, right? So we don't even have to worry about like selling it to kids anymore, right? All right, fire up the printing machines. We're gonna make a new secret layer. It's called Big Jugs for Good Tugs. Let's do it, man. We're gonna get that money. If you think that Wizards of the Coast isn't going to start making some weird little, hi, I'm an 8,000-year-old, I look like an 8-year-old, but I'm an 8,000-year-old shark demon god. And then guys are like, yo, I like that. Yeah, you like it too much. Nuh-uh, bro. That's an 8,000-year-old shark demon. It's like, bro, that's not what it's drawn like. So yeah, we're moving into some wild territory. Once Wizards pays attention to the secondary market very, very much. They go, we're not influenced by the secondary market. They're 100% always influenced by the secondary market. Wizards is always under the influence. So if you think they don't know about this, if you think they're, whoa, they're definitely going to amp this up. When you can crank a card on the secondary market based on just changing the artwork, that is like Aladdin level, a whole new world of just taking all your money, son. So things are gonna get crazier, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's gonna go. Now, I promised you a true rarity, and I shall deliver, my friends. Feast your eyes on this. Now, you may not know what you're looking at first, but this is the only known uncut sheet of 4th edition commons in English that exists in the known world. This just surfaced a few days ago, right? And up until now, there had only been a few sheets in other languages, but never in English. You gotta understand that nowadays, you can get uncut sheets sent out to you by Wizards for them making a mistake. You can pick them up as prizes from GPs and stuff like that. But in the original days of Magic, uncut sheets weren't a thing that were given out to people. They were basically, they just existed to be cut and turned into Magic cards. So for any of these to survive at all is absolutely amazing. And if you enjoy this kind of like corner part of Magic's history, I'm gonna let you guys in on a well-kept secret in the Magic community. There is an actual, real, full-on, genuine Magic historian with the kind of disposition you would expect a Magic historian to have, a very calm, nice guy who's full of a ton of information about the oldest days of Magic. He is massively chill, and his name is Tavis King. He is truly the full-on Magic historian. So if you want to know about the ancient days and crazy ways of Magic, I'd advise going and checking him out. Now, he's not hyperbolic and bombastic like me, so you gotta be ready for a way more chill vibe, but it's 100% worth your time. And I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna link him at the end of this video. So go check it out and tell him I said hello. Anyhow, that's all I have to say for today, my friends. Thanks for coming by. Big shout out to all my patrons, and I will see you all, my friends, for the next video.